Welcome back to another episode of Find the Line, presented by Against the Grain Design and Print, where we dive into real stories with real racers, the successes, the hardships, and everything in between, with your co-hosts Logan Cipala and Joe Falde. Produced by Luke Cipala, it all starts right here, right now, on Find the Line.
And we can do anything, mama said it's true, and I put that on everything. Mama told me, one day I'll blow up big and I'ma be a king, and my papa told me, if I pay you for your sins, I'll get you drink and I'll get you through this.
Woo! Oh man, welcome back to Find the Line, my dirt bike loving brothers and sisters. Oh balls, this week back on Main Quest. I love this shit. Back on Main Quest with 895 Epic. We're gonna break down the season finale of American Hillclimb East at Freemansburg, an epic event. And then to stay on till the end, we have an unbelievable guest tonight. After the break, we're having on the Hillclimb chairman of the Dayton MC, the man, Kevin Looney. And so excited to talk to him. It's going to be epic. But Main Quest stuff, Luke, Logan, we're back. Logan, how's it feel? You're in the swing of things again.
Yeah, feels good and tiring. I'm not used to that. I've been dragging ass since we got home.
Oh, man. I picked up a little bit of a head cold or something. I don't know. It was wild. But, Luke, I got the total princess treatment from your brother. I popped out there to help him drive back. Only had to drive one shift, Luke. It was epic.
Let me guess, was it the 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. shift?
It was I tried to sleep right away, and can you believe it, Luke? He bought me Chipotle. I even snuck in guac, and he never said a freaking word.
I'm sure you'll be getting a Venmo request soon.
It was the best Chipotle I've ever had in my life, and as somebody over 40 years old, I understand I can't say Chipotle correct. Have you ever heard that gif?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Chipotle.
Yes, I understand I'm saying it incorrectly, but it was awesome. Yeah, I think we got 8, and I tried to sleep, and I'm like, Tom, I just can't sleep. He's like, you want to drive now? And I'm like, okay. So I got the princess shift. I drove from 9 to 3
till 2 or 3 a.m. I think you drove, and then I took her home from there.
It was impressive.
I believe.
Yeah, machine not only behind the wheel but on handlebars. It was an impressive stunt you did there.
Did you guys go to the joint?
No, they didn't open till 8, and I had too much bike work to do to wait. I was really disappointed because I wanted to go, but I had so much work to do I couldn't wait that long to get coffee.
Sounds like a trip then.
First time that I've missed it in a long time. I was not happy.
Is that the one that all Felicia's had made famous from the one barista?
The NBA.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. All right. Yep. No, that's I'm following along here. I've never been. I don't think I've been to the joint, or maybe I have. I just don't remember.
You may have, but maybe not.
Yeah. You guys are good finding the coffee places, though.
Yeah, that place is sweet.
I think you were the ones that introduced me to the Sassy Biscuit out in Billings.
No, Emily found that.
Oh man, I love that place.
That place is good.
It's amazing.
I remember when we brought Kirk there, and he was all pissed off because he's like, they gave me my coffee in a bowl. I got a bowl of coffee.
I got a bowl of coffee. Coffee's so good there, though. Oh, man. So, shout out to the Sassy Biscuit in Billings. Good stuff. All right, but back to the Main Quest, Freemansburg. So, American Hillclimb East final. And you made away arrows. You're at Freemansburg. Freemansburg this spring, not a good event for you. Almost puts you into retirement. Wester, the fall race, a little bit better, huh?
Yeah, I would say just the fact that it was actually my choice to go back there was a win in itself, and I was able to.
Yep.
So that was cool, and it's been a ton of fun just racing with not really any pressure or any worry about points or anything like that. Really just going to have fun and collect some points for Ohio and try to make a few bucks back of what I spent to get to the 2 races. And I don't think I have any complaints on the day except for the fact that I couldn't put a clean ride together on the Buell.
Man. Yeah, I don't think not many times I do not see you put one together on the Buell, and just something about it just wasn't meant to be that day. But you know what? You didn't force it either. I was proud of you. You know, it's like sometimes you got to take that risk, and I was happy to see you just kind of I don't know if anybody's watched me or watched you ride more than I have, and I could just tell by your body English, like you weren't going 110 like you have always on that bike. You were kind of giving it some respect.
Yeah, we all know that when open bikes go bad, they go bad a heck of a lot quicker. And I've been a little bit timid and just kind of told myself going into this, like when I was only going to bring the Buell for the twins class, I was like, I'm really just riding it to put a decent ride down, not going to go crazy. And where I end up. And the first round, I kind of got squirrely, and I tried to push it through the second jump, and then I got kicked pretty good there. And then second round, my ride was really good and straight, but whatever the hell I found after the wall at the bottom killed my whole run. And I hit so freaking hard. I'm pretty sure I popped my tire, but I'm not 100% sure yet. But
when you landed, I thought you shifted or something, because it sounded like you went from second gear to first gear, because it just made like a really high pitched like scream, and I don't know what the hell happened, but you came to like almost a dead stop, and then you were just like fighting for momentum the whole rest of the way. It was wild.
Yeah, it was basically I think I just landed in a hole, and that it must have had a rock or something, just a real square edge bump basically that was big. And I don't know, I jumped a little bit, and I thought that I had a pretty good line set up from the 450 class, but apparently I miscalculated somewhere. But the rest of the ride after that was pretty dang good. I watched it back, and it wasn't as good as I thought it was originally, but there was definitely 4/10 I left on the hill for sure.
Back to the start of it, when we were there in the spring, or when you were there in the spring, they didn't have their ruts filled on the bottom. The hill needed some attention. What was it like in the fall now for people that weren't there? What did you see?
Yeah, they cleaned up the whole shot area. So the ruts from June were not in the whole shot, which was already a win over what we had in June. And then they cleaned up the wall a little bit, which was great. And then the lips on all three of the big jumps, I guess there's technically 4 jumps. One's basically a roller, but the 3 actual jumps, they all had dirt pushed over the top of them, and the ruts were filled in.
Nice.
I'm not sure it was exactly what they were going for, because I kind of basically made like some pre-jumps or kickers before every lip, but it was still significantly safer, and we didn't see near as many sketchy rides or close calls or anything like that. And the hill raced really well, and it held up pretty good all day. So it was definitely a huge step in the right direction. And there's probably a little bit more dialing in they can do for the next one, but really no complaints on the hill that day. It was crazy how it shaped up.
Man.
The first half to 3/4 of the 450 class, the hill was just butter smooth. You could go wherever you wanted on the jumps. And they just had like a little bit of a pre-jump to them, where you could, if you didn't pre-jump it, you had enough speed to kind of roll over it, and no ruts, no kickers, nothing. And then that second, I don't know, 1/4 to half of the 450 class, along with all of twins and even into Premier, the hill was freaking gnarly. Like nowhere on that second jump looked good. There were just pre-kickers, and they were straight up and down and deep ruts. And then if you didn't hit the pre-jump, there was big holes and dishes in the actual lips. And the last jump had a big kicker in it, and it was just crazy. I didn't know where the heck to go on my first Buell ride, which is part of the reason why it wasn't great, I'm sure. And then the first half first round of open class, you caught like just past halfway, I think, is when you showed up, and it was crazy. Jake had like a 10-1, and the ride just what everyone thought. I thought it was over at that point because the hill was so rough, and there was, I think after that, Corbin was like at an 11-3 sitting in second or something like that, or maybe RJ had a 10-3, but either way, it was like those 3 in some combination. And it was pretty hard to believe the rides that were leading or in second. Like Jake's ride was amazing, but still nowhere near what an extra bike is capable of on that hill when it's smooth.
Right. And the color of the dirt, I didn't step foot on any of the hill, but man, the moisture just looked like it was from bottom to top really good.
Yeah, it was crazy. When I got there on Saturday afternoon, I was BSing for a little while. I'm like, I'm going to go walk the hill. And I walked up to one of the lips, and I just expected it to be like typical Freemansburg, and it was like muck. I'm like, holy crap, they must have got some rain. So I guess they got some rain that week, and then it was actually supposed to rain basically all night on Saturday night into Sunday morning early. And then I think Sunday was supposed to clear up around 7 or 8 a.m. And it didn't rain at all night. And the traction was just beautiful all day. It was perfect dirt.
After the race, talking with Sean Van Assen, I think he said like Thursday they got like a really good rain. And he said it hadn't rained in a while. And I was like, oh, that's probably why it was so damn perfect then, I guess, if it got a chance to soak for a little bit. Yeah,
that sounds like the story I heard.
And the nice thing about that hill is it doesn't get a ton of sun. So, like, if there's some moisture in there, it'll hold it, you know?
Yeah. And it can take a lot of moisture because it's basically, I mean, it seems like a gravel pit in a way. You know, It's kind of gravelly, sandy, and rocky.
Yeah. Now, that hill, it's never been broadcast as a smooth hill, you know? You look at some of the old videos, and man, they were hauling ass on it, you know. But I would say like the modern era, the last 15 years of riding, it's been a rough son of a bitch with some big jumps. You know, it's like you're kind of expecting it to be somewhat rough. But what I saw come second round, I think it was Kirk in the 450 class. You know, I was like, man, not jealous of you guys riding, and all of a sudden, I watched Kirk go through that second jump, and it was just he hit that one line, and it threw him so nice, and I'm like, ooh, that looked pretty tempting, you know. And then that line held for a while, and then the top had a nice little jump on it too, and it's just fun. Like when you see a line develop like that, the racers they know, you know, like that. There it is. Like I'm setting up, I'm going right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of funny that way. Like you said, Kirk just found that line out of thin air. And then I was talking to Logan Peterson on the line, and I'm like, man, I just do not think that there's a fast run left in this hill. And he's like, well, there's a faster run than my first one, at least for me. I'm like, well, that's true and good for you at least. But I was thinking it was kind of all over. And then Kirk lined up way left. And I'm like, what the heck is he doing? And he got through that first couple of jumps good, and then the second jump just lined up a perfect rut, and it kicked him good. And I was like, holy crap, there's a line. And then I think a couple of people hit it after him and made it work, and it ended up pulling together pretty good.
Yeah, no, it's fun watching the hill, and then the other thing too for American Hillclimb East. There ain't 125 people in the class. Like, you're going to get an opportunity. You know, there's only 19 people in the class. There's a damn good chance that if you see a good line, you're going to get a chance to hit it. And it felt like just about everybody got one chance to ring that bell or multiple, right?
Yeah. That's what it was kind of crazy because I really definitely did not think that anything in the second round was going to be possible on the little bikes. But like you said, just the line came in, and then it really didn't go away the rest of the day, which is even more exciting. Like that line was there. It was hard to hit, and you couldn't miss it. But as long as you got into it and stayed straight through it, there was a really good line all the way up. It
was really interesting. Just usually I don't get the chance to watch that much, but just being there as your pit dude, I got to watch a little bit more. And there was some pretty high-end guys, like really like letting out of it through those jumps, you know. And kind of tiptoeing through that. And I was just floored that they got away with it because in my experience there, if you're not hammering through it, it just eats the shit out of you. Were you as surprised as I was that people were able to kind of tiptoe through that hill and get through with, you know, podium times? It was insane.
Yeah, that's one thing about Hillclimb I will not understand. There's a few people out there that can make major mistakes or be on and off the gas the whole way up the hill and still podium, and then there's me where I'm rev limiter and wide open the whole way, or at least I feel like it, and I'm barely getting up there.
Right.
Or like on the Buell, still a half second off.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure the secret of that one, but I haven't figured it out yet, I guess.
Right. It's just something about the hill, whether it might be their setup or whatever they got, but it was pretty interesting to see all the different riders, all the different tactics or whatever, and the different combos that were working and not working. You know, it's pretty interesting.
It's crazy. So I'm looking back here at some old results, and 2019, which was the first season I did the first year I did the full AMA series.
Okay.
I won the 450 class in the fall there with an 11.0, which is the same time as what I ran last weekend.
Okay.
And then in 2022, just kind of halfway between 19 and 25 in the fall, Kester won the 450 class with an 11.4. So it's been kind of slow back and forth. I mean, you start looking at all the seasons, and I'm sure you'll find faster and slower ones, but kind of interesting to see at least. Yeah, here's me in 23. I won the 450 class with a 13.5.
Jeez, wow, that's wild.
Yeah.
Dang it. Yeah, you wouldn't even a top 10 with that this year.
I don't think so, no.
No, that's wild.
No.
That's just conditions, right? I mean,
it's crazy how much that hill changes, though, isn't it?
Oh, for sure. I mean, when they redid those jumps back in the day, I mean, you physically could not ride that top jump and get a summit. Like, it was impossible. Like, and you had to garner on your 450 it is, I guess, and to garner the momentum to jump the top. I mean, very few people were summiting. It was wild. And then eventually a hole gets blasted in, and then we're all off to the races. So conditions pretty damn good. Hill, I mean, we were talking in the green room. It was kind of the tale of 2 rounds, except for twins, right? That was John. Was it? No, was it JFK won twins?
Yeah, John Kester won twins, and then I think Jake came in second round and went a hair faster to sneak into second. Okay. And then Bodie got third. But
at most of the classes, it was the second round times were all podium. I mean, that's what it seemed like. It was kind of wild that one person could do it from the first round. That's just crazy to me. Yeah. Going back, a couple of riders didn't make it there. Sorry to hear our buddy Steve having some injury issues. And then I don't think Andy Faulkner was there, was he? Was he not there?
No, he didn't. Oh, he didn't make it to the last 2. And I don't know if it was a bike deal or I did ask Dylan about it, and he said maybe it was work. He didn't really know for sure either, so hard to say. But he unfortunately had to give up his seed to somebody else by missing those 2, because I don't think anybody made it in who only raced 3 races. It was close, but not quite.
Yeah, I was pumped to see at the end that Josh got in. I know that he had to miss. He had a back injury, and I think he missed Kansas, if I'm not mistaken. And really pumped to see that Josh is going to be able to make it. And it's always a bummer that not everybody can go, but it was a pretty well-fought battle right to the end. I know John Henderson was trying to get in, and he just barely missed out.
Barely.
He made the last 3 rounds, and I mean, it kind of should be to support the series. I like seeing it that the way the point structures and everything, that the more rounds you go to, the better your odds are. So
I'm really pumped with that, because it was the people who went and supported the series made it in. So there's, I've been critical of the point structure, I know, to a lot of us, to some of the friends, because I don't like that you can just show up and earn 20-plus points just by being there and getting dead last. Right. But it also encourages people to support the series, If you have to go to 4 out of the 5 versus 3 out of the 5, it's better for the series in a whole.
Oh, absolutely.
So that part's really positive, I think.
Yeah, no, very good. The weather was amazing. I mean, that's
probably can't ask for any better, can you?
That was probably the nicest weather day I ever remember having at Freemansburg, especially in the fall.
It's been plagued with bad weather lately, so it was nice for them to get a good day.
Yeah, that seemed like a damn good crowd. I know last time I was there, they turned cars away. It wasn't that good, but it was a damn good day. Just so fun to see the enthusiasm for the sport out there. Like we were talking, White Rose, just, man, it's something about the culture out there. People just love coming and watching the races, and man, I just love seeing that. I thought Tim did a great job announcing. I thought he was doing really good. That's awesome to see. I mean, it's a big shoes to fill with Jamie, but Tim's doing a great job, so it's really cool.
Definitely. He's been picking up the slack pretty well.
Yeah. Couple things stood out from me on the day, and I kind of wanted to get your point. Obviously, I missed most of the first rounds. I didn't get to see it. But number one with the bullet, I think, for the day was we saw a man ride a nitro bike, didn't we?
Yeah.
The pressure that JFK had to come back like you were saying, Jake Rassa put down a heater first round, even the machine saying over, championship done. Were they knotted up going into the day or damn close?
So they were 1 point apart, and I don't remember, but I think John was in the lead. So basically, as long as they were in like the top 6, it really wasn't going to matter. They weren't going to tie break, which for them is like there's no chance that they were going to be down into the range where they're just 1 point apart, plus or minus. So
right.
I knew. So I was watching. Obviously, Jake was right after me that first round, and seeing him lay down that ride, and then John struggling. It's like, oh boy, this is going to be tough. Right. That you knew it was going to be no easy feat.
Right. But we saw JFK come back second round, and he threw down. He even gave us some nitro rev limiter at the top of the hill when he crested. He was pumped. He knew he had a special one. And, man, I don't know if there was anybody that wasn't either standing or on their edge of the seat when Jake got on Harold's nitro bike and was ready to throw down. And it was not for lack of effort. Jake was putting everything he could, hit a bad bump, and almost lost it. I mean, it was he was. I mean, I think you had said it. Just nobody has rode a bike like that. I mean, that kid he's throwing down on that bike.
I don't think anybody has ever ridden a nitro bike the way that he rode a nitro bike on that last run of the day. Because I rode right before him. And I had that heater, and I'm like, I am staying up here. So I went through my bike against the return trail far enough down, and I'm like, I am watching this shit. So it was pretty cool to see it from the top of the hill. But I was like, I am not going to miss this and come down and see what happens. But
right.
I was standing on the hill watching when JFK was getting his bike in the hole, and I was just like, had chills, because I'm like, this is the highest pressure situation you can possibly think of. You guys are 1 point apart, he's leading, so you have to go and take over the lead right now in order to have a chance at this thing.
Right.
And you're sitting on the line with all that pressure. The hill is rough as fuck. You've got 2 jumps. You're doing 40, 50-foot jumps, and you have 2 4-inch ruts that you have to hit perfectly after navigating through a freaking minefield.
Yeah, you have to hit those 2 ruts, or you're not going to have a chance. That's it.
Yes, and I saw his ride, and it was not perfect, but it was really damn good. And as soon as he crossed the light, I saw, I think it was Brittany and then his dad and a few other people all jump. And I'm like, you have to be kidding me. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a more clutch performance at a pro hill climb in my life. As far as I can remember, just the absolute stakes and pressure on something like that. That ride was for the championship, for a massive win for him on the season, on the day, everything. And then that pressure wasn't even over after that. It's the worst part.
Right.
Believe it or not, somehow.
Right. Oh man. It was really a really fun event to watch. And those guys, I'd say, a star of the show. I mean, Jake and John both just, man, they ride so well. They leave nothing left on the table. I mean, you have to have a near perfect ride to win. I mean, I love that shit. That's so awesome. Yeah,
it was pretty cool to be able to watch and be there for that, and see John continue with his legacy. Hopefully we can get him on here sometime soon so he can give us a rundown of all that and what his plans are for the future and talk about everything he's done, because it's been pretty impressive over the years. And just to lay down another run like that when it really counts, it shows you how gnarly he is. And the vet guy still got something going for him. I unfortunately have to claim I'm more of a vet guy than I am a young guy now. So.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you're a total vet guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. New Balance, frickin' riding boots, the whole works. Yeah, it's just fun seeing really good racers put their best front forward. So many times it comes down to that, and someone has a mechanical or something goes wrong. Jake had a smoker ride. John had a smoker ride. Yeah. That's how it's supposed to be, right? Like it's like I love that stuff when they both had their first option. And it's really cool, like Jake, first year riding that bike on the 5.5 Motorsports. I mean, that's awesome that you had such success. And John, not letting anybody buy for free, right? Like you got to earn this shit. It's like there's no free passes. I just think that's epic that he's still got it and still giving it. It's cool.
For sure.
We skimmed over it, but probably your best ride of the weekend was that ride you just talked about. You rode your 550 in the Premier class. Mm-hmm. And, man, I know you love that bike. That bike has been so much fun for you, and it's just a torque monster. And we're talking, was it 10 flat or 10-1 that won the Premier class?
Yep.
And you lined up, and, dude, that was a ride. How'd that one feel on the 550?
Yeah, that was sweet. It was like I told you guys before I left. I'm using it just to collect points, and I kind of want to stay off my open bikes as much as I can right now.
Right.
And I'm like, all I want is one straight perfect ride on this 550 because I know that it can do something crazy. And White Rose just wasn't my day for it. And then my first run was really good. I just had the wrong gearing, so it didn't get into the meat of the power. So we geared it down, and I don't know what I could have done to get any more out of that run. It was just beautiful. I hit the line that everyone was talking about, pre-jumped the last jump, made it through the lights. It was like just third gear the whole way. The thing was just eating. And then I knew it was decent, but obviously I sat up and was watching Jake go. And then I came down and found out that I did 10-2, and I had to pick my jaw up off the ground.
You're like, what? Really? Is that good?
I think, it was less than 2/10. I think John had like a 10.07 or 09, and I had a 10.21. So, I was only 0.02 of a second from eclipsing Jake to get on the podium with it, which is just beyond me. I would have never guessed that thing was going to be capable of something like that there.
Oh, so, epic.
Just thrilled with the run. It was probably the coolest fourth place I've ever had.
That's so fun. There's nothing like just having a bike you just love to ride,
Yeah.
That's what's so fun about our sport is having these 3 different bikes that we get to ride every weekend at the events, and you get love affairs at different times for different ones. And that 550, I think since the first ride at Washington that I watched you ride it, it's been love at first twist with the old 550.
Yeah, it was funny. The first time I raced it was at Carnegie that year, and I had no idea what I was doing or what the gearing was or anything. And that whole weekend, I'm like, I can't find a freaking place on this hill to shift soon enough. I'm just banging rev limiter and slowing down. I'm like, I need to be shifting 10 feet after I let the clutch out. And ever since then, it's like that bike, you can just keep throwing gears at it, and it just don't give a shit.
Oh, it's badass. So fun. Let's see here. Oh, so for the season finale for Freemansburg, it all got washed out, all the points, and dang it, we were trying to find some information. Luke finally went on, was it the website, Luke? Is that where you went? On the American Hillclimb website?
Yep, their official website.
And we got the podiums off the official website for the 450 and the Premier, but they didn't even have X-Climb or
they had Twins and 450 on there. They didn't have Premier or X-Climb yet.
Okay, yeah. So we're going to say official Twins and official 450 podiums at Freemansburg, but we're going to say unofficial from what a guy that has, Logan just sustained a neck injury, so who knows if we're remembering this right. And I don't even remember what I had for lunch. So not the 2 best people, but we're going to go with unofficial results for Premier and X-Climb. Okay, does that sound good, Luke?
Yep.
Okay. So the Twins class, we had John Flying Kester taking the win like we talked, and that was one and done, right, Logan?
The Twins, yeah, it was.
Yep, one and done. And then Jake Rasa and Bodie O'Neill to round out the podium. Then the 450, we had the Machine coming off out of the hospital bed to get a win on the 450. It's been a minute, hasn't it, for the 450 win?
Especially at Freemansburg. That place has just had my number for the last, I don't know how many years. It's just been so bad. And even in the spring this year, it was bad. So, yeah, I needed that one.
You laying on the couch drinking freaking heavy beer and cooking all the time. Amazing you can even get that thing out of the hole.
Yeah, I'm not really, shouldn't be a 450 guy, but we're making our work for now.
I like it. Well, that's that Mueller Motorsports,
Well, yeah. All three of us are on the exact same shit, so I got something. I got something I'm doing right. I don't know what that is, but
right. Yeah, that's true. They are pretty much cloned equipment. So
yeah.
So 450, Logan got the win. Bodie O'Neill in second, and Jake Rassa in third for the day. Then Premier Class, like we just talked about, amazing ride. John taking the win with that, just a man of a ride on the second round. Bodie O'Neill in second, and that's on Kirk's Nitro bike, and it was really cool to see Bodie riding that this year in the Premier Class. I think he's been riding it all year, hasn't he, in the Premier Class?
I think he rode his bike once.
But, I mean,
otherwise, yes.
I got to think that that's going to help him at Devils, because last year that was something that was sore for me. There's so many riders, like, jumping equipment, and not representing what they brought. Man, I'm so excited to watch Bodie at Devils. Now that he's got some time on that bike, he might have something for Jake on that East Coast hill. Because you can't tell me that bike that Kirk's got doesn't have some HPs on the Peterson bike. But I could be wrong. I don't know. But good job, Bodie, on that. And then third place in Premier, Jake Rassa. So, man, Jake had a day. And then X-Climb, Bodie with the win, Logan was second, and Jake with third. So, man, Jake on every podium that day. He had a hell of a final for the season. And then I believe the overall was Jake, Bodie. Oh, dang it. Who was third in overall? Damn it. Now I can't think of. Oh, shoot. Darn it. I'm trying to remember when they're lined up, and I can't remember.
I do not remember.
It was very close. I think it was by 1 point, or that Rob said for the overall. It was really,
1 point, yeah.
It was really close. So that's pretty cool to have some tight racing. I mean, the East Coast Series, there's been years where it had been wrapped up before the final event for something like that. And it's, the last 10 years or 8 years, there's been a level of talent of riders that have been influxing American Hillclimb, and that's what gets that tight racing, is having some really awesome, talented riders come in, and it's really fun to see that tight racing. So good job by all is badass. So now we just got to talk to Kevin about Devils and see what's up. I mean, is it wrong if I ask him about the gallon jugs? I mean, that's part of their history, right?
It's kind of the number one thing about the place.
One thing, I feel terrible because I haven't had one. They got to be $50, right, for a gallon? Wouldn't you say it's got to be $50 for a gallon?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure out this year, I think.
Yeah. I mean, even if you get a frickin' gallon of beer, you think what a beer costs at a frickin' baseball game or a football game. I mean, if you're getting it for $50, that's a frickin' deal,
Probably.
But I don't know. We'll find out. We'll ask. We'll ask him. But he's got something up his sleeve. They never stop making that event better.
No. I guess before we totally close this out too, there's I was gonna say it earlier and then we got off track a little bit, but we did go through the top 16 and who qualified and who didn't. Oh, yeah. And there were a couple of guys that kind of sticking out in my memory now. Is Devin made it this year?
Oh, yeah. Good job, Devin. Hell yeah.
So I'm sure he's pumped to be able to go back to the staircase after missing it last year and going for so many years. That's got to be a heartbreaker. So that'll be cool that he's able to race this year. And then Slade Norman made it. He was 16th. Nice. And he missed a race, too, so he was right on the bubble and battling for it.
Damn.
He skipped the first white rolls this year, but made the rest of them. So,
okay, wow.
He's a Michigan dude, too, so I'm sure he's pumped. I think he was raced last year. I'm almost positive he did. I could be wrong. But
yeah, I think he did, too.
Wow. I know that he was right on the edge. So
yeah, there's going to be some new faces east and west this year, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah, a lot.
It's going to be fun to see. We're thinking we're going to hopefully have one more show before Devils, and maybe we should hit up some of these young guns and see what they're thinking, or maybe talk to a couple of guys from the east and west and kind of see what they're thinking.
Yeah, you got to think last year, like on the West Coast, you had Wolfson, Mark Braden, Petey Krunich, Kevin Newman, Tyler Zahn. All of those guys did not race this year. So that's opening up 5 or 6 new spots. And then Joey Romaner obviously didn't race, but he's out anyway, so that opened up another spot.
Right.
So I bet you we've got, I bet almost half the people from the West Coast weren't there last year that are coming this year. I know Max Geiser, Jason Geiser, AJ Christopherson. This is just off the top of my head, so if I miss anybody, I apologize. But Bronson Fognini will be coming this year, so that'll be cool to see him out there. He always shreds on both setups.
So we should tell Kevin that if they're looking for somebody for the anthem for one of the days, Bronson's wife kills it every time.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That'd be very cool.
Yeah, she's really good. Yeah. So yeah, there was that, and then I was going to see, I guess we have the list, so you can see if there's anybody else new from the West Coast, but...
yeah, I'm excited for some of those young kids, too, that Max Geisler, they're young, and AJ and those guys, you can see it in them, but they just need to keep at it and keep getting that experience and learning, and it's, you watch someone, like... yourself or Joe Shipman or Petey Krunich, where you've got that 20 years of, heavy competition where you get all those little things. It's really fun watching like Max and them because they go so fast and they just miss these couple little spots, but that's enough. It's like, and they're figuring it out. The only thing they're lacking is experience, and they're going to get it. They just got to stick with it. And it's so fun watching these young guys just learn and get better and keep learning and keep getting better, and man, it's going to be fun at Devils to see them throwing down. Yeah,
it should be really cool. I think there's good to see some new faces out there, and then I think they mentioned on Nitro Mud, but the whole Geiser family that races all qualified. Chauncey did from the women's, and then Jason and Max both did.
Awesome.
From the West Coast, so that's pretty sweet
that's
too.
Great. Hell yeah.
Have a busy weekend.
Oh, that's awesome. Very cool, man. Oh.
But yeah, should make out for some good racing. I know I'm already chomping at the bit. I can't wait to go back down there.
Yeah, that's gonna be great. Well, let's hope.
I have to tell Kevin, or I will have to tell Kevin that the reason I came back was like. I was telling Morgan the same thing. I'm like, I just cannot picture myself not being in Ohio this fall racing. Like, I don't know what that looks like. I've been to every single one since 2015. I haven't missed one.
Right.
So
we need to check in on Nathan. I mean, is he behind on rent? Because I mean, this has got to be like a big for Nathan. This has got to be like a big hit for him to not. This is 2 years now that he hasn't been able to go there.
It was probably half his yearly income.
Fleece everybody to show up and just fleece everybody for his one appearance hill climbing for the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The best part is that they always forgot. Every time he raced, they always forgot that he raced that every year. Like, where'd this kid come from? He was here last year.
Yeah, he was here last year. And he podiumed last year like he did the year before. Right?
Yep.
Oh, God. Well, cool. Well, hey, great job. Great job to all the American Hill Climb East competitors. What a show. Lots of cheering. Really good times at Freemansburg. Love the talent that I see there. It's just so fun to go and watch people throwing down. Just freaking awesome. And I can't wait to watch Devils. It's going to be so badass. We got anything else, or should we get Kevin? All right, hang on. We got Kevin coming up. We'll talk to you in a bit.
Against the Grain Design and Print is proud to announce its partnership with Find the Line. Against the Grain works with clients to build their business and racing goals through the design and production of premium stickers and decals. We offer one-of-a-kind subscriptions for a flat monthly fee that can save you hundreds of dollars. Custom mailers, white label printing, motocross graphics, and anything else you can think of, we have you covered. It's time to print your passion. Visit atgdesign.co or email sales@atgdesign.co.
Hey there, Find the Line listeners. We will always be looking for partnerships for Find the Line. Please email findthelinepod@gmail.com to see how we can work together to grow your brand. Once again, that's findthelinepod@gmail.com. Now, let's get back to it.
Woo, all right, enough about Freemansburg. We got to get on, man. It's not often that we get a guest on here that loves hill climbing more than Luke and Logan and I, but tonight we got one, all right? A man that says if the Dayton MC is going to throw a party, we're going to throw the biggest MFN party you've ever seen in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, the Hillclimb chairman of the Dayton Motorcycle Club, the one, the only, Kevin Looney. Kevin, how's it going tonight?
It's going great, man. How you guys doing?
We're living a dream, and you're just surrounded by empty gallon jugs right now. I've never seen so many. Do you live in the storage unit with all the jugs?
We just picked them up today.
Okay.
How many semi-trailers full of them?
It's one semi-trailer.
One full. That's
Jesus,
so crazy.
That's crazy. We were just talking about the COVID year when we had to run to the right on your hill. Yep. And we're like, how badass would it have been if like a big chain wheel went up through there and like tore up a couple old jugs out of the ground or something?
There's probably some in there, believe me.
I'm sure there is. Boy, thank you so much. We know you are an extremely busy man. We are getting down to nut cutting time on the biggest events of the whole year, and you squeezed in a little time for us. We just had to have you on. So much last year that happened and so much more happening this year. You guys continually just must get tiring, Kevin. Keep setting that bar so high for everybody else. Are you getting tired of that?
No, we're still, we're still trying to put on the best show we possibly can. And it's, from adding that other hill to just the way the whole sport's been growing and how things are going, we just got to keep on keeping on and keep on trying to do better.
It shows.
It's tough. It's actually crazy how hard that is too. Like I'm sure, obviously you're aware, Kevin, but we've done it a little bit at a smaller scale with Bay City, and to try to find something new and different and better every year after year is so exhausting. So it's like huge round of applause that you guys are able to do it and keeping the show going, keeping it alive, keeping it growing, all that. It's unreal.
It's a struggle. I mean, because you're always trying to. If you're happy getting what you're getting, just keep doing what you're doing.
Right.
Yep.
And you got to. So I'm always trying to push it and make things better. What did we do last year that we could do better, and just anything to make the sport grow and help our event grow. That's what we're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even when it comes down to your research, I mean, we saw you not this spring, but the spring before, you and a couple members out at Washington, looking at the Washington setup there. And, Washington, another marquee event. And what I think that Washington has done good, and now what you guys are starting to get into more is the camping aspect. And, dude, I think that's going to be the next thing that springboards your event is we have the two hills. What better way to grow a day than having camping? And for all the damn blue-collar guys like me that just want to have a few Bud Lights and not have to worry about driving home, or a couple gallon jugs, not have to worry you got a spot to camp. How has the camping been going for the Dayton MC out there?
The camping thing has really taken off really well over the last few years. We were kind of against it for a long time just because of it's just added stuff,
Yep.
There's just added. We want everybody to have a good time. We're advertising it as the party on the hill.
Right.
But sometimes people can party just a little too much.
Right.
Like when the human bowling starts.
Yeah. Exactly. But no, it's been good the last couple of years. The crowd's been great, and we really haven't had any problems. But the camping has been it's been a big boost to the event.
Right.
And people, they just come down here on Friday.
Yeah. And
they're there for the weekend, and they're not driving. They can party and do whatever they want to do and have a good time and see some great hill climb action. Right. We're stoked about the camping. The camping's gone real well.
Yeah, maybe that's the solution to any problems that may or may not happen, is that when they start feeling like causing problems, their wife can just drag them by the ear back to the camper so they can go to sleep.
There you go. Well, we tried that Saturday night hill climb in the summer a few years back, and it never, we just got our asses handed to us. But and maybe if with the camping thing, maybe that. I don't know if people don't want to ride their motorcycles out of that holler or down in those hills at night in the dark. I probably wouldn't want to ride it out of there in the dark. Right. So maybe with this camping thing growing into what it is, maybe the nighttime thing or something we might readdress or something here in the future.
I just think another way to reach a whole nother customer base, because, let's say you live an hour and a half, 2 hours away, and you got a toy hauler and a couple Harleys. Now you can come on Friday You can camp. You can go out for a cool ride. You can hit breakfast in the morning somewhere, come back, party all night, all day, right? It's stunningly beautiful where your guys' grounds are there. I can't imagine the day rides out of there on a Harley. Got to just be epic, right? And then, I've always correlated like our sport to NHRA. And locally here in Minnesota for the Brainerd Summer Nationals or whatever, the camping is almost bigger than the actual racing. They call it the zoo. That's the campground where everybody camps at. Yep. And they all have these wicked like pit bike builds or whatever. So they got like the picnic tables that drive around and shit and stuff like that, But it's just, that's what people want. They don't want to put all this effort into a day, especially now when you got the whole weekend event. It's awesome. I think it's just brilliant of you guys.
Yeah, the only, the biggest limitation we have is the size of our fishbowl. We have 64 acres down there. You talk about Sunnyside. We were at Sunnyside last year and this year, and what a beautiful facility that is with plenty of space and area. It's like, man, if we had another 20 acres or something, we could maybe grow even, It'd be nice to have our bigger fishbowl because you know how tight our fishbowl is. We get the pits and where the hill is and the creek and the erosion, and it's tough.
Yeah, I think for the viewing of the race, that's what adds to the excitement though. Is they're on you. I mean, like when you're in that backed up to that log, you can feel it. Like those people are on you. Like that leads to it where in a place like Washington, it's just too big. Like you can't get that intimacy from the fans to the rider where you guys get, especially spectators on the hill is epic. I think that's the absolute best.
Yeah, it's kind of a drag. We don't have spectators on the left-hand side now, but we're trying to dress up and make the right side of the hill more accessible or more comfortable for the people on the right side of the hill. So.
Right. No, I thought you killed it. And speaking of that, now 2 hills. I mean, double the trouble, right? I mean, dang, I thought the West Coast style hill that you guys laid in last year, man, I thought it was brilliant. I loved that hill. My favorite part of that hill last year was the Kevin Windham-S transfer that Jay Sahlstrom and the Rosses were doing on their nitro bike. I mean, that was worth the ticket right there. That was just epic watching those guys. But a great hill doesn't just have one line, and that one did. And you guys did a great job.
Yeah, it was awesome. And just to add to that, too, for you, Joel, it's like, and to give a huge thanks to Luke, because I know he puts a ton of work into building that hill, and it was one of the most fun hill climb hills that I've ever ridden on every bike. Like it flowed really well. The bottom was cool, and then the wall slowed you down, and there was a lot of technicality and timing to it, but it also wasn't like a bunch of on and off like some of these rough and technical hills are. Like it was definitely one of my top few favorites of hills that we've raced over the years.
Well, and I was concerned, and I'm still concerned about with the way the setup is. The last thing I want is lane choice to decide the winner. Mm-hmm. And having that turn being where the way our property is, and the way we have that turn in there, it kind of leads to where the inside line may have the faster way up the hill. But I watched a bunch of videos, and it was kind of like a drag race to that ledge. Yeah. And when I watched the videos, I mean, there really wasn't a clear. And a lot of the guys on the outside beat the guy to that ledge at the first turn, and so that guy had the advantage. Mm-hmm. But we're going to try and make some little changes to that this year, tweak that up a little bit, add a little bit some more features up on this West Coast hill, and hopefully it's still good for everybody. Everybody has a good time. We're going to open it up a little bit, try and make it a little bit wider, and hopefully a little bit. The racing was good. We just want to keep good racing, and we want to make it, where we're the luck of a draw to, whoever. We don't want the draw to decide who wins the damn race. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You're always saying.
I talked to Rob a little bit too, and he was we were just brainstorming ideas, and it's like, it's hard because you don't want to make that hill any more technical or slow it down and make it flow less, because it was so fun watching everyone's rides and riding it. So it's a delicate balance to make improvements, but not start going backwards.
Yeah, I think we're talking maybe just like a little bit, some more rhythm section. Just give it more flow and not slow you down. Just make it a little bit, because I think we want to see guys go fast.
Right.
I mean,
hell yeah.
And I think the guys want to go fast. Most of the riders, they would, they don't want to just be on and off, on and off, on and off. They want to go.
Right.
And that's what we're trying to. That's our goal. That's what we're trying to get to. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, and you go back to the drawing board and you change it. So
you're always so good to know what the crowd was feeling. What did you think that the crowd thought of that West Coast Hill? Do you think that they liked it, or what do you feel that their thoughts were?
The feedback that I got was all positive. Everybody liked it.
Okay.
After last year, we got, I don't know, Sunday, I got to thinking, it's like, everybody that showed up on Saturday got the West Coast Hill,
and
everybody showed up on Sunday had no clue what even happened on Saturday.
Right.
They didn't get to see it.
Right.
So this year we're going to run the West Coast and the East Coast on the same day.
Oh, nice. Okay,
so
cool.
So we're going to give the crowd, so the crowd can see both hills on both days.
That's brilliant.
So...
and because you guys had to move that jump though before, so that must be some of your redesigning is making it so you could operate both hills at the same time.
Yeah, because the West Coast start kind of interfered with the East Coast start.
Right.
And we ended up having, so at the end of the day on Saturday, we had to tear all that out.
That was crazy.
This year we're like, so now we're kind of redesigning that, moving that back, making some more space so that we can run, we'll run on Saturday we're going to run the 450s and X-Climb on the east.
Okay.
We're going to run Premier on the west coast. And then on Sunday, we're going to flip them so that the 450s and X-Climb will do the west. And then the Nitro Fire Breathing Monsters will run the east hill on Sunday like they always do.
That'll be a damn good show on Sunday.
Yeah.
So so I think, and then we got the kids. We got the little 50cc kids. We got the top 12 women from all across the country.
Yeah.
So it should be a pretty good show. I'm hoping for everybody that shows up.
Yeah. Once again, boys, Kevin, always. Hey, I didn't even think of that. The people on Saturday didn't get to see Sunday. People on Sunday didn't get to see. That's why you're the best, Kevin. It's epic. Blending them and thank you as a promoter for not being so rigid. And wanting to move and get things right. That's just awesome. Everyone wants the same thing. We want people just screaming, hollering, and buying extra gallons, right? I mean, that's what we all want.
That's it, and it's all about the fans. It's all about, they're the only reason we're. Any of us are here.
Yep. No,
try and
awesome.
keep them coming. So.
You mentioned two of the biggest things that I think are going to be this year. The girls coming, man. I'm so excited for this, to see those girls there, and I think they are so pumped to represent their regions and come to the national to throw down. And I think it's going to be heated. I think that the Midwest girls and the West Coast girls, I think they're going to mix it up, and you got a hell of a group coming. How are they going to play? Are they going to be racing both days too, Kevin, you think? Or how are you going to race?
They're going to race both days, and they're going to run both hills.
Sick.
Cool.
Oh, yeah. That's great.
So I think we're probably going to run the 50s. The 50s are going to run both hills as well. We'll kind of modify the West Coast hill for the 50s like we did last year.
Okay.
But I don't know if we're going to run the 50s on the east and we're women on the west on Saturday, or how we're gonna mix it up so that kind of fills the day right. And they'll get to run both hills both days.
Yeah.
And hopefully they have a great time.
No, that's so cool.
And the women, when we were in Washington we were in Sunnyside back in May. One of the fastest girls in the West, Molly Weddle, who I guess is pretty. She's one of the top dogs out there in the West Coast Women's Series circuit, and she was not going to be able to race all of the West Coast Series.
She had a baby.
Yeah. And she came to me after I was talking to her out there at Sunnyside. She said, "Well, how can I qualify for Devils if I can't qualify from the West?" And I said, "Well, you got to come to run the Amateur Nationals in Waterford in August." And she started doing the math, and she said, "All right." And so we were at Waterford, and the first thing I did was check the schedule, and she had signed up So Molly Weddle was signed up for the run the amateurs in Waterford, but for some reason she couldn't make it. I don't know if she had problems or whatever.
That must have been about when she had the baby.
I
think that's about. I don't know, but dang it.
She was
timing.
Yeah.
She was wanting to come bad. She wanted to qualify bad, and she signed up for it. And I told the promoter down at Waterford, I said, man, this chick drove from all the way from Washington to come, but she couldn't make it. But she signed up and couldn't make it.
She's another amazing rider, and congratulations on being a mom. Nothing better than that. But I know it's got to be hurting her that she can't come to the Devil's Staircase. That's going to be one she missed there. But they're well represented. It's going to be awesome on both sides. It's going to be epic. And then the kids, holy moly, they're quickly and rightly so the star of the show. I mean, unbelievable how you can see the talent in those little rippers, isn't it, Kevin?
Those little kids. I mean, that's probably one of the coolest things we did down there. We've been doing it. I can't ever see it going away for a long time because the crowd goes crazy for those little kids, and the memories that those little kids are going to have. I mean, if we can get them hooked up there, she'll have them hooked for hill climbing forever. That's my plan.
I think there's almost more states represented from the 50 CCs than there is from all the pro riders. Because I was looking through there, and it's like, damn, they are from all over. It's New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, Minnesota, Wisconsin. I mean, they're all over. So that is so cool. You're not just getting the local kids, it's all over the country. They're coming from to race the Devil's Staircase. And we hear it all the time. Those little kids talk about it from Christmas time to when they're picking gear out to riding in the spring. They are talking about making it to Devils and racing in front of that huge crowd. It is the Super Bowl of being a little kid. That is just so fun and so cool.
It was fun this year. I went down to Waterford for the Amateur Nationals and got to talk to these kids and talk to everybody and invite them and tell them what was going on. And I mean, all the little kids already knew about it and they were stoked. The women were stoked. I mean, everybody was down was looking to see where they qualified, where they finished at, trying to make it to Devils. It was really, it was really cool.
Well, Kirk Mueller, a good friend of all of ours, his daughter qualified at Nationals, and we talk all the time. We're good friends, and he's got several bikes that he has as his own team. He rides Nationals, calls. First thing, Callie made it to Devils. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. He was so proud. His second daughter, Kendra, just missed it. It was so close. Just barely, but they were so extremely excited. So father and daughter both riding at Devils. Pretty cool.
Yep, it's cool. It is cool.
So just last year, the West guys, they were so blown away by the hospitality of the Dayton MC, the grounds. My good friend Petey, they were so thrilled to be out there representing the West at Devils. And man, Kevin, just thanks for putting the red carpet out for all of us, especially people where maybe that's a once in a lifetime opportunity that they got to. I mean, it's a big deal to travel from California to the Devil's Staircase or from Washington, like you were saying, and you guys just never leave anything to doubt. They're always so impressed about all the things that you guys do, all that you offer, how thoughtful you are of the riders, how generous everybody is to them, and I was so proud just to be a part of the sport, to see the brotherhood, and especially from the Dayton MC to all my West Coast brothers and sisters that came out. It was really cool, and I don't think I'd got to speak to you since then. I just want to say thanks. It was just a special weekend.
It was a great weekend, and we try and take care of the rider. The East Coast guys and the West, and the West Coast guys last year. To me, I was kind of nervous when we started doing all this, talking about all this. That how many of these guys were going to really commit to spending all that money and fuel and time to drive 3 days or whatever from the West Coast.
Right.
To get all the way out there, and so, but I was really happy the way that they all came out.
Yep.
And we appreciate everything the East Coast guys do is coming in out every year as well.
Right.
But it was good. Last year was really good. I got to meet a lot of cool people out there. Like you said, Petey. he's got a super great attitude. Was just a joy to be around.
Yeah.
And that smile. I posted that picture with I don't think that smile ever goes off that guy's face.
No.
He was smiling. I saw him in Sunnyside the last couple of years. I don't think he knows how to frown at all. But the West Coast guys are great.
Man, if ever I got a note from him on Insta, I know I'm gonna have a good day because he's always pumping everybody up.
Yeah.
Just love that guy. It's awesome. But no, just really, really, really fun. Kevin, I agree with you. I was surprised that everybody was jonesing so hard to go. You know, hill climbing and for our whole life has been somewhat of a regional sport, right? Like it's always been trouble because it's expensive and it's time consuming, you know. And I mean, if there's one thing I constantly underestimate, Kevin, it's the passion that the hill climb community has, right? It's just freaking badass. Last year, people from Washington State. You know, I can't even imagine. Quinn McCullough from frickin' Vancouver Island. He had to take a damn ferry, Kevin, to get to the mainland, and they drive all the way out to the Devil's Staircase, and we're pumped to do it. You know, and it's just like that's the passion of the sport, and it was really cool. No more of a fitting place to be than that huge gallery of screaming fans. That's just awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a heck of a show last year, and we're looking forward to a great show this year as well.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm sure it's going to be good.
One question that I didn't know, is Jamie announcing?
Yeah.
He is!
Woo! Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Yes!
Jamie's on board. Nice. Jamie's going to be there with all of his stuff. So we're looking forward to having Jamie back. Nancy's coming, I'm sure, but she doesn't have to work, so she's gonna not know what to do with herself. But I'll Venmo you first gallon on me, Nancy. Okay.
I was gonna say she's gonna get down with some gallons.
The anthem is the lady from the crowd going to be there again?
Yep, Talitha Ewing, she'll be back. I've already talked to her. She's all set up.
Great.
That was a crazy experience how we got her. But
can you tell that story? That's just epic.
Well, we had the girl who was supposed to sing the national anthem. She was she worked for the Warren County Sheriff's Department. Did a great job, and she got stuck in traffic, and she called ahead and she said, "Hey, I'm not going to be able to make it there by 1 o'clock." And I said, "Well, we're starting at 1 o'clock. At 1 o'clock, we're going, you know." And this is about 5-10 minutes. It's about 10 minutes to 1. And so I go back there and I said, "Jamie, we got to find somebody to sing the national anthem." He says, "Well, what are you going to do?" I said, "Well, get on the microphone and ask if anybody in this crowd can sing the national anthem." And he looked at me like, "Holy shit, are you crazy?" This is going to be a disaster. And this little girl raised her hand and said, "I can sing it." And she walked up there and just nailed it.
Yeah.
And so she killed it,
good.
did a great job. And I said, "You want to do it again next year?" She said, "Oh, yeah." So she's been doing it now for, I don't know, 5 or 6 years probably. She's doing a great job.
A great singer, and she kills it. I just love the origin story of it, though. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
That is crazy how it happens. So yeah, we have her on Sunday, and then we have another young lady on Saturday. So we got we got one on Saturday, different girl on Saturday, and then we have Talitha on Sunday.
Nice.
And we're working on, there's a possibility we may have another skydiver coming in to land there on that first tier. They think they can, but they're supposed to get back with me. So hopefully that happens.
All right.
So,
okay.
My Blackhawks fell apart this year again.
Dang it.
I wanted to get Blackhawk helicopters to come down there and do a flyby.
Oh my gosh,
so cool.
That would be amazing.
That was my dream. I thought, man, if I could pull that off, that'd be awesome.
That would be sick. Well, I mean, maybe we could talk to Steve Kane. He flies for the Air Force. Maybe we could get, I don't know, if he's got a stealth bomber or something that he could borrow for a few hours, come by, fly by.
Well, we've got a retired Apache helicopter pilot in the club.
Jeez.
And he's like, I know all those guys, you know, and But the National Guard's a little bit different than the way the Army runs things. So
okay, all right.
He said if it was in the Army, we'd have had it done. But
wow, okay.
We're not dealing with the Army, we're dealing with the National Guard.
Cool.
So
I just, as we're talking, things get brought up, and another somebody that you would probably really like a lot, Jay Jelnick and the Eagle Ridge Motorcycle Club that hosts the Brick Mine in North Dakota. They are like you, or they're just always thinking outside the box. And they did something this year, and I'm like, I bet you Kevin would love this. They, at every fast time, they lit a salute, like a fire, like a bomb or whatever, and they had him in the scoring tower, and the guy would go, and then boom, a new fast time. They were lighting fireworks off for a new fast time, and I was like, oh man, that was pretty cool.
That is cool. That'd be a heck of an idea. I'll have to talk to our firework guy about that, 'cause we've got the opening ceremonies all set up again, but I don't know if he can put up a little portable little thing down there by Jamie's thing, and he can just push a button and some big mortar goes off. That'd be cool as shit.
That would, it worked, and then they said that one of the reasons that they did it too was the return trail's super long. And they wanted the rider to hear it when they were coming down, and we were interviewing Tristan Alexander, and he said he heard it. He said that he was dead engine and coming down. He heard the boom. He's like, "Yes, I got a new fast time. That's awesome."
That's a great idea. I love that idea.
Now they had little, 2-inch mortar. You're probably gonna have like those big, 10-inch mortars. That's what the Dayton MC does, right?
They got a huge, big thing up there. There's 150 of them. They go off in about 12 seconds or something. But
balls! That's cool.
And that's kind of we have to have the fire marshal. Have to have a representative from the fire department up there. And they kind of got in my way a little bit, but because they wanted us to wait like 10 minutes after the fireworks, and I'm like. We just had Jamie getting the crowd ramped up. We just had the girl doing the national anthem. We got somebody in the box ready to go.
Right.
The crowd's ready to go. Boom, 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 boom.
Right.
Now you want me to wait 10 minutes?
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, dude. We got to get this show on the road.
AC/DC don't wait. We don't have to wait, right?
Hell no. So, we got to work on that. We got to work on the fire marshal.
That's cool. One thing I was going to ask too about the camping. You've been doing awesome pre-selling. We've been seeing that you've been selling a ton. But do you think, if someone got there early Friday, maybe there might be some sites left, or best chance just show up early Friday and maybe, or how does it usually go with the campsites?
There'll be. I'm pretty confident there should be some campsites available Friday morning.
Okay, all right. Cool.
So I'm sure there's going to be people that show up that don't even know anything about the online.
Gotcha.
And I think we'll be okay.
Okay.
I doubt we're going to be completely sold out by Friday morning, but
okay. So if you forgot to get your pre-sale, come anyways. You're probably roll the dice. You might be just fine. You don't know, but you don't want people to be turned because the pre-sale stops that you're completely sold out. It's just that you can't have the pre-sale going off and the live sales at the same time, right?
We can't have the live sales live sales going on with the advance with the online stuff, because we can't.
Right.
Down there we don't. Once we're down there, we're not dealing with the online stuff.
Right. Gotcha.
But if they show up, we're going to find someplace to put them. We're going to, the last thing I ever want to do is turn somebody away. So we'll find something. Somewhere to put them.
I knew you would. Question: what's a gallon going to cost this year?
A gallon of beer. It sounds expensive. $30 a gallon.
Oh, that's cheap. Are you shitting me?
It's a deal.
That is a huge deal. Luke, what was the last beer you bought when you went to a football game? It was probably $27 for a 12-ounce can.
Yeah, no kidding. So many sporting events, it's already $15. So we're not too far off.
That's a deal, Kevin. Damn it. That's generous.
We're selling you can either buy a gallon for $30, or we're selling 16-ounce cans for $5. Oh. So where can you get 16-ounce beer for $5 is pretty.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really, but to get a gallon in 16-ounce cans, you got to buy eight cans.
Right. Yeah.
So you can spend $40 for a gallon in cans, or you can buy $30 buy a gallon for $30 in that jar and hand it to all your buddies.
Well,
share it with all your friends.
Yeah. Chicks think you look hotter if you got a gallon jug too, right? I mean, every woman thinks you look better, so you got to get the gallon jug.
Absolutely.
Have to.
Is it all Miller Lite too, or are the cans options and then the gallons are all the same?
The gallons are like Miller Lite or Miller Genuine Draft.
Oh yeah.
And then the cans are Miller, Coors Light, Red's Apple Ale. There's a kind of more of a variety of cans. But the draft is usually just Miller Lite and Miller Genuine Draft.
You know what? If my Saturday goes well, I'm just for the first time ever, I'm buying a gallon.
Let's go, Tom! Yeah! Let's go!
I'm going to commit to it now.
That's great. Damn it. Oh, that's awesome. Go. I love it. The 76th annual. So, and I haven't been there that many years, but where has it all been held, Kevin? Because it hasn't all been at this venue, has it?
Yeah.
It has all been at that.
Wow. It started there in 1948.
That's so crazy.
And then we took it over. I don't remember the name of the club that started it. It was but we took it over from them in like 56 or 55, something like that.
Okay.
When they kind of disbanded, and then we took it over. So we've had it. It's been at that same place for 76 years. We've been doing it for 70 or 69 or 60, somewhere around here.
Wow.
And you guys bought that farm down there, right? Or am I wrong?
Yeah, we bought all that property down here in 2008.
Okay.
So it's 64 acres down there.
Wow. I just thank you for all of the past members and volunteers. And you guys have a ton of club members out there, and it's really fun to see them all parking people and helping move the ocean of people around. And for 76 years, it happens by people like yourself and your awesome, brothers and sisters in your club. Thank you. I mean, it's so freaking awesome, that event, that it's been around for that long. And I had no idea it was all at that venue. That's even better. That's so awesome.
It's been at that same place ever since the beginning. When you look at what it's our membership, we're at about 75 members in our club, and there's about 60 of them that are signed up to work the event.
Wow. That's
but I've got, in addition to that 60, I've got another 120 volunteers, wives, friends, family members, other groups, just helping us put on that event. Running 3 beer booths, running 3 foods concession stands, running the walk-in gate, the bike gate, parking all the motorcycle parking, car parking, hill workers. I mean, it just, you think about it, and it's like, man, all these people, and more than half of them are not even club members, I mean, it's crazy that it takes 180, 190 people to put that event on.
Oh, wow.
But
that's impressive, because if you count up between me, Luke, Brent, Mike, Sue, and maybe 1 or 2 other people, you've got like 72 and a half more members than we do at Bay City. So it's no wonder your event's so much better.
Proud to be that half. I'm so proud to be that half of a member.
You, Dad, Luke, all count as 1/2.
Okay, that sounds about right.
Mike and Brent are maybe 3/4 each.
I take that. Kevin, isn't it just cool though? Like, the motorcycle, like the culture, take the awesome nitro bikes and our sport, hill climbing, that venue, but the brother and sisterhood of all those road bikes there. And like you were saying, you're damn near 200 people volunteering time to help a motorcycle club put on an event. I mean, I love that, like, when you're on a bike and you see another bike, like, you have a connection, right? I just think that's like the core, like, because if you haven't ridden one, you don't get it, right?
Right.
Right. But once you've ridden one, whether it's dirt, street, whatever, you have that connection to each other, and you get it, like, like we've both had that feeling, and I just think like that family, like that brotherhood, it's so cool. And man, do you guys get the road bikes in there. We have a local event here north of Milwaukee that gets a lot of bikes in it too, and it's so cool just to walk through the bikes. I mean, you can see everything there. I mean, even last year, LA Nick came to look at the bikes, you know, and that guy, he's over in Europe right now and down in South America looking at private collections of these epic one-off bikes. You know, it's like there's something there for everybody that loves clutch on the left, hand clutch, throttle on the whatever. You know, clutch and throttle. Right. There's something there for you, right?
And there are so many different brands and types, and it's just crazy. In the old days, it might have been all Harleys, or 75-80% all Harleys, and now it's everything. Every bike under the sun is represented there. It seems like.
Right.
So it is cool.
That's really cool. Really fun last year seeing Buell's involvement. Have they had any interest this year? Is Buell having any interest in involvement in the staircase this year?
No, we didn't. We didn't have anything going with Buell this year.
Okay.
Everything went great last year, I think.
Yep.
But it was just, last year was the 75th. Mm-hmm. It was a big deal.
Yep.
I think we're going to try and do bike giveaways on like the 80th, It's hard to give away a bike every year.
I feel you. That's a lot.
And I don't really, honestly, I don't know if we get the bang for the buck on that.
Right.
But it's hard to really tell if you get any kind of, what your real return is on that. I mean, it's just like everything else. You can't tell, like radio advertising.
Right.
How do you know what your radio advertising return is these days? I mean, you don't really know because everybody's, Spotify and Apple CarPlay and.
Yep.
But so I just don't know about the bike thing. So we're gonna probably do it on the 80th, 85th down the road.
That makes sense.
That's kind of what the thought process is right now.
It was worth my entries into it just to hear Jamie talk to that lady on the phone.
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
that was so great. He was so good.
That was fun.
Yeah, when you just get Jamie, a little loose and let him go, nothing's better. It's always entertaining. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh man. So one other thing I kind of want to talk about is side-by-side racing. Obviously, crowd freaking loves it. It's been such a hit for the crowd, and now even there's national championships involved with the side-by-side racing.
Yeah.
And obviously we've been seeing the West ride 2 at a time, and then the East has been doing multiples. And then obviously, highlighted by Logan's injury at Freemansburg, the topic got brought up, maybe go down to just 2 bikes on a hill, and obviously some hills are more conducive to other environments or whatever. But I kind of wanted to talk to you and see what your thoughts are about just doing 2 bikes on both hills. I mean, do you think it's important to have more than 2 bikes racing side by side on the East Hill, or what do you think?
Well, I mean, I think our East Coast Hill is pretty wide. It's wider, way wider than it really needs to be.
Right.
So there's a lot of room there. I think the 4 wide that I've seen on our hill it hasn't been that tight. I mean, there seems like there's plenty of space there for everybody.
Right.
I haven't been to Freemansburg, and I haven't been to White Rose, but I don't really know how wide their hills are and how many. I just know ours is way too wide.
Right. Well, and that's where I'm really interested to get Logan's opinion. But like mine was, at your hill, especially the East Hill, it's groomed from bottom to top, right? You have dressed the hill, where a lot of these other hills are not groomed from bottom to top. And I mean, I think that especially like the hills, Freemansburg, White Rose, and even Kansas or Red Wing, man, I think 2 at a time, I think the racing is almost better because when you're 4 wide, it's really hard to come back if you get next to somebody, or if you just don't get the quite timing right and you're only 2, you have a little bit of more room to manipulate and kind of get after it or whatever, where that behind person might have that pull them on the long end. And I think like your hill out of all of them is one that I think that you could maybe go 3. I don't know if I think 4 is maybe pushing it, but Logan, what do you think about that? Obviously, it affected you more than anybody ever. So what do you think about it?
Well, if there's one hill that we're going to do 4 on, I'm happy it's Ohio or Devil's Staircase and only Devil's Staircase, because that is the only one that I think should even be considered, because it is so wide and it stays so even and smooth throughout. So you're not really, it's not everyone fighting for one line. It's just everyone's fighting to hit the breaker the best and make the double the cleanest and go through there. It's hard for me to have a real opinion on it now, because I'm obviously against the multiple bikes wide now after my experience with it, but not that caused it or didn't cause it or anything like that. But if we're going to do it, it's hills like Ohio are very similar to that one that should be doing it, and probably leaving Freemansburg and White Rose when you're all fighting for the same line to get up through the hill, that we'd leave it to only 2.
If it got to you, Kevin, and they said we want to go 2 wide, would you veto it? I mean, are you opinionated in one way or another about it?
When I watch I think the crowd likes to see the 4 bikes on the hill.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But I think that, like you were talking, I think maybe the quality of the racing kind of may not be as good with 4 guys as it would be with 2.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But the crowd does like some carnage, though, too, right? So, I mean, if it looks like there's going to be carnage, but there isn't, that's everybody wins, right? But
well, exactly. That's like our East Coast hill, it is groomed. I mean, it's pretty much an uphill drag strip. Yeah. I mean, it's nothing like Pogue's Hole where you didn't, Hell, they had one year with only 4 bikes made it over the top of the hill.
Right. Yeah.
And that's that's cool.
Right.
Pogue's Hole was a great event.
Right.
But man, when you got only 4 bikes make it over the top of the hill and the show lasts like 6-7 hours,
right?
Because you're spending all that time taking all those bikes off. That's kind of a. So our hill's nothing like that. Our hill's groomed and it's a fast. We've kind of set it up fast. And
I think that's the real beauty is that from nose to tail, there's been a blade on it. It's all tuned up, right? I mean, I think that's why I think you can be a little tighter. When you got crooked grooves and everything else on these other hills and you're right next to each other, that's just plain out dangerous, But at Devil's, you guys that hill holds up very well, and you just keep getting better at putting the hill together for it to be a good race, right? So, I mean, I don't see a reason not to, but, also with having a limited amount of riders, the 2x, if it's the both on same hills, there's only 16 riders on each side.
Right.
It's not like you got 50 guys you're trying to burn through, so.
I mean, if we went to 3, I don't know how that makes the brackets. I mean, the bracket thing might be a cluster. That's Rob's problem. I can't do that math. I start thinking 32 divided by 3 and how many would I do? Whatever. I don't.
Right.
I can figure out how many gallons of beer but trying to set brackets for a 3-man race for 32 guys, that's somebody else's problem. But I mean, I don't know. We haven't really talked about it a little. We've briefly mentioned about it, and we haven't made any real hard decisions.
No,
yet,
and I wasn't looking. And I wasn't looking for you to stand on a soapbox. I just want to bring it up and talk about it because it's been a topic that we've been talking about. Yeah. And I don't think there's a wrong answer in it or a right answer. It's just it's good to talk about these things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, obviously the number one thing is keeping everybody safe. Trying to keep anybody from getting hurt in a sport where they're hauling ass out of control. On the verge of out of control, and trying to keep them from not getting hurt. Yeah. So we're trying to do it as best we can, like everybody else, and try and make it as safe as we can. Yeah. So. We haven't, like I said, we haven't decided yet, but we're going to make that decision here in the next. You'll know, here shortly what we're going to do on X-Climb for East Coast Hill.
Okay.
But,
Well, cool. Well, Kevin, I can see the lights backing up. You got another delivery coming, right? So I feel terrible that we pulled you away from your steadfast duties. But at Find the Line here, you, I know, are just a figurehead. You're the tip of the spear for those 75 members of the Dayton Motorcycle Club. At your next meeting, please just let them know that all this community, everybody that's ever put a set of extensions on a dirt bike wants to race at your event. They are so proud that we get to race at your event. Yeah. Make sure your members know how grateful we are, and we want to be part of everybody's success from here on forward. And dude, just what you do for the sport, for just the families that have that weekend, whether watching or racing, it's a lot of late nights. It's a lot of extra effort. Just thank you from all of us, Kevin.
Well, you're very welcome, it takes a lot of people. It's not just me. There's a lot of guys that bust their ass and put a lot of time into that place to try and make that thing go. So
they do. Well, awesome. Yeah. Well, hey,
all right. Thank you.
Best of luck. We can't wait to hear all about it. We'll be reposting and posting on socials. And, dude, if there's ever anything we can do for you, let us know. But we'll let you get back to work. But thank you, Kevin.
Are we going to see you this weekend, next weekend?
We're still on the fence, Kevin. I don't know. My brother's going to be there for sure. So I got some family stuff, but I don't know. I'm a solid maybe.
Solid maybe. All right. Well, thanks a lot, guys. Take care of yourself. I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks.
Awesome. Thanks, bud.
All right, thanks, guys.
One day I'm gonna grow up big and I'm gonna be a king and my father told me it's okay to say shit, so forget your dreams, but they'll get you through it.